Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are Minnesota.
It's another hot and humid day in St. Petersburg, but luckily inside the cool comfort of Tropicana Field is where the Twins will look to get even with the Rays after a lopsided loss in Game 1. It was Corey Dickerson leading the charge for the Rays last night with 2 doubles and a home run. His 45 multi-hit games this season are tied for 6th in the American League. And there is no denying the importance of this series with both teams still very much in the playoff hunt. The Twins lead in the second wildcard spot, though back down to just a half game over the Angels, with the Rays now 3 games back. Twins baseball on Fox Sports North is presented by State Farm. Welcome to Tropicana Field, everybody. I'm Audra Martin. Last night certainly was not the way the Twins wanted to start off this 7-game road trip and this 3-game series against the Rays, but much like they've done so well this season, they've put it behind them quickly and only focusing on the positives. And last night, one of those positives was Brian Dozier, continuing what's been an impressive hot streak. He cranked his 28th home run of this season, and now with 11 home runs since the start of August, that's second most in the American League. He's been hitting for power, but he's also been Mr. Reliable with a .336 average in that stretch for the Twins. And as they can rely on him, Brian Dozier gives the credit to the rest of the guys in the clubhouse.
You kind of feed off one another. Someone does something, you want to do the same thing. But it's that time of year. We told these guys, after the All-Star break, let's step it up a notch, reach back. Whether it's hit more home runs or get more hits, I mean those things come, but reach back a little more. Find what you're made of, and whatever you think you can do a little bit more. And that's that time of year we got to make a push, and so reach back a little more.
Dozier's success is certainly nothing new. With those 28 home runs this season, he's been one of the best sluggers in baseball since last June. Only Giancarlo Stanton has more home runs since June 25th of last season, and he'll look to add to it tonight in Game 2 against the Rays. But first things first, Big Sexy is back on the mound tonight for the Twins. Deck Bramer and Bert Blyleven take a look at the consistency that's been key over his last 6 starts.
Sports North is presented by Toyota. The national clearance event is going on now. Toyota, let's go places. By CenturyLink, connecting you to the power of the digital world. And by Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, for the everyday competitor in all of us.
Bartolo Colon on the mound for the Twins. Standing ovation for Bartolo Colon.
And tonight at Target Field, a 44-year-old man has gotten all 27 outs. Got him looking. Strike 3. And it's a 1-2-3 first. The Twins, off to a slow start in September, will rely on the 44-year-old right arm of Bartolo Colon, coming off a good start against the White Sox, and the Twins need him to step up again here today. Dick Bramer and Burt Blyleven with you for Game 2. Twins have lost 3 out of the 4 games so far in September. They're trying to duplicate in September what they did in August. And what they did in August was win 20 games, and 5 of them when Bartolo Colon started.
Well, I'll tell you what, when you look at Bartolo Colon, he could almost sit on a rocking chair, and you're going to see exactly the hitters. Something that's not going to move a lot. It's just going to be straight. It's going to have a little bit of movement. He's going to add and subtract with that fastball. He's going to paint the corners. He's going to go about his business. Well, he's done that over his last 6 starts with a 4-1 record.
And our State Farm starting combination today, Bartolo Colon has started more games than anybody else in the major leagues. And he's 4 wins shy of Juan Marichal's mark for wins by a Dominican-born pitcher. Twins need to even this series at a game apiece, stay in control of their destiny in the wild card race. Game 2 with the Tampa Bay Rays coming up next. Field where the Twins are hoping to beat the Rays for just the 2nd time this year. Tampa Bay came to Target Field and won 2 out of 3, and Paul Molitor with a 12-12 mark against the East. We'll send out this Menards batting order: Brian Dozier, followed by Joe Mauer, Jorge Polanco, Eddie Rosario, Byron Buxton, Max Kepler, Eduardo Escobar, Jason Castro, and Robbie Grossman back in the lineup.
Yeah, good to see Castro and Grossman back in that lineup. They'll be facing Jake Odorizzi. Odorizzi making his 24th start of the year, his 2nd against the Twins. Started against the Twins back in late May. Got a no decision in the Twins 5-3 win.
Dozier takes outside, 2-0. Odorizzi, like Alex Cobb last night, been struggling as of late. 5 innings or fewer in his last 3 starts, but Cobb pitched well last night. Got the win. 3-0 to Dozier with Mauer on deck.
His last 5 starts, 1-3 with a 6.45 earned run average. Making his 5th career start against the Twins.
And a strike, 3-1. We're talking before the game. It's not a must-win situation, but an important one for the Twins. They had a disappointing series at home against the Royals. Disappointing ball game last night. Just 1-3 in September. Cracked down the line and foul by about 1.5 feet.
Yeah, Twins want to stay where they're at, and that's in that wild card race right now behind the Yankees. If the season were to end, they would play the Yankees, but they got to win series. That's what they need to do. Yeah, they lost last night. That's forgotten about, and that's what I think we've seen this ball club very resilient in that department. You know, yesterday's gone. Let's work on today.
Which, of course, is what you have to do.
You have to do it.
Championship ball clubs are going to have disappointing weeks, whatever. A high fly to center. Retreating is Kiermaier. And on the edge of the different colored rug, he makes the catch. Northland Ford defense for the Rays. It's a change. The scratched Corey Dickerson before the game. And they've got Malik Smith in left field, Kiermaier in center, Souza in right, Longoria, Echeverria, Miller, Duda on the infield, and Ramos behind the plate.
Yeah, Morrison actually.
Morrison was the player who was scratched, right.
Flu-like symptoms, so Smith gets an opportunity, just getting called up in left field. He's making his 4th stint with the Rays this year.
Bauer swings at the first pitch and fouls it back on strike. Odorizzi's numbers include a very high number of home runs. 28 of them allowed in 117 innings. Inside, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, he had a stretch earlier this year. He gave up a home run in 15 straight starts. Shame on him. You know who has a record?
For most home runs allowed in a season?
No, in consecutive starts. You're sitting next to him. Me.
Chris Atterbury.
On your other side.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know that till I read their notes. In 1986 and 1987, I gave up 20.
Home runs in 20 straight starts?
Well, at least 20 straight starts.
Yeah.
I could have given up 30 home runs.
1-2 to Mauer. Inside, 2-2.
Odorizzi basically fastball, slider, changeup. Couple stints on the disabled list this year. Strained left hamstring and a lower back strain.
And now 3-2.
Odorizzi had his best year last year for the Rays when he won 10 ball games. Worked 187 in 2/3 innings in 33 starts. Good ERA at 3.6.
On the inside corner, 2 down.
Yeah, Joe doesn't like that call right there. Eric Cooper, the crew chief, called Joe out on a pitch inside. Joe think.
Eric Cooper calling balls and strikes. Adrian Johnson, Gabe Morales, Bill Welke on the bases. Jorge Polanco back at short, hitting third. And a strike. Odorizzi's already had a couple of 3-ball counts, but he's retired both Dozier and Mauer. One and one.
And Odorizzi's other start, that coming back in May in Minnesota, he worked 5 2/3 innings, gave up 2 runs, one of them a home run off the bat of Rosario. 118 pitches in the 5 2/3 innings.
2 and 1.
There are the numbers right there. A lot of pitches in 5 2/3 innings.
High fly to center and hit right at the center fielder Kiermaier. A 1-2-3, top of the first for Jake Odorizzi. The Rays with their hiking boots on. They have a very tough schedule in September. And starting with this series, everybody that they play from here on out is another wild card contender. The Menards batting order: Kevin Kiermaier leading off, Corey Dickerson batting second, then Evan Longoria, Lucas Duda, Steven Souza Jr., Brad Miller, Wilson Ramos, Malik Smith, and Adeiny Echeverria.
And it will be 44-year-old Bartolo Colon making his 10th start for the Twins here tonight and facing the Rays for the 25th time.
Outside, ball one to Kiermaier.
I guess you could say he's facing the Rays for the 25th time, but in 7 different uniforms.
Over for a strike. Yeah, the Twins enjoyed a wonderful month of August, mainly because this guy was awfully good. Colon. Twins were 5-1 in his starts. He gives up a sharp ground ball base hit to right to start the ball game tonight.
Kiermaier picked up 3 hits in last night's win over the Twins. Led off the bottom of the first with a double off of Jose Barrios. Here it's a single.
So a man aboard, and that'll bring up Corey Dickerson.
Yeah, Dickerson was scheduled to hit lower in the lineup, and with Morrison out, they moved Dickerson into the number 2 hole. He's been red hot, especially last night's ball game. A home run, a couple doubles, drove in a couple runs. Hitting at .288.
Fouled away, and no play for Escobar. 1 strike. Dickerson's faced Colon 3 times and gotten 3 hits, and he's had a very good season series against the Twins. One strike. The Rays' designated hitter. Twins scored first last night. They'd like that opportunity again. Malone trying to pitch around a leadoff single. Swing and a miss. 0-2. 4-1 Colon was in his 6 starts with an ERA of 3.40. Very, very good. And now he's taking the mound with the Twins having lost 3 out of the 4 games in September. following a loss, he's generally been pretty good. And big swing and a miss. Dickerson strikes out, one away.
Well, again, add and subtracted that fastball there. He pumped up a little bit and picked up a strikeout.
Northland Ford defense for the Twins. Rosario, Buxton, Kepler across the outfield. Standard infield alignment, but we do welcome Jason Castro back behind the plate. Off the concussion disabled list. Lasted more than 7 days, but been the anchor behind the plate for the Twins. Only yesterday he feels 100%. Here is Evan Longoria. Off the plate, outside, ball one.
Longoria 5 hits and 14 at bats against Cologne, the .357 average.
Mentioned it, I think, while you were gone. Cologne, at his age, gives hitters a comfortable 1 for 4. He gives up a lot of hits, not 0 for 4. He gives up a lot of hits, but pitches well with men on base. There's a weak pop-up behind the plate that's in the seats. Bet it hits an empty one.
Are the gates open? Yes, they are.
Whatever the announced attendance is now, remember last weekend this stadium hosted the Rangers Astros game. Not last weekend, but a week ago. And hard center field. Buxton drifting back, and he makes the catch right up against the wall. That sounded like it was gone. 2 down.
Yeah, I've stood 50 feet away when that sound is like that, and you turn around and you go, boy, that's gone. But right there, for some reason, that ball did not go out. Good swing by Longoria, and Buxton going all the way back against the wall. Comes down with that fly ball for the second out.
Two down, and now Lucas Duda. Checked his swing and took a strike.
Two former teammates facing each other here, Duda and Cologne with the Mets.
Missing low, 1-1. Rays making moves in late July, anticipating a run at the American League East title. It almost certainly won't happen, but they, with a good week, can seriously emerge as a wild card contender. Mauer, to his knees, makes the play to the bag for the third out. A scoreless first in Game 2 between the Rays and the Twins.
to check in with our Car Soup scoop from the clubhouse. Jason Castro says this concussion was the first that he's ever dealt with in his professional career. And he says while he was a bit nervous, he knows concussions are not something to take lightly. So it was tough to be patient, but also knowing that he had to be safe. He says good news, he has not had a headache in 4 days. The Twins recalled reliever Michael Tonkin today, and Paul Molitor says he made big improvements in AAA, controlling the game with runners on the base paths and with his effectiveness of his slider. Eddie Rosario, Jose Barrios, and Kenny Vargas all have been in touch with their family members that are in Puerto Rico as they prepare for Hurricane Irma. And Kenny Vargas was saying, you know, it's tough. You have to focus on the game, but he talked to his family and they said, don't worry about us, focus on the game and call us when the game is over, guys.
Yeah, and all of that I'm sure is easier said than done, to focus on a game of baseball when your family and friends are in such peril. Swinging a miss 0-2. And it's not just the Puerto Rican players, the Dominican players, and it's impacted the state of Florida already. They're anticipating the possibility of it making landfall here in Florida. 0-2 to Eddie Rosario. The outfielders trying to get something done here in the second. Buxton and Kepler will follow. That one line picked off at ground level by Lucas Duda, one away. And that'll bring up the center fielder, Byron Buxton. Vargas. Buxton with the average climbing every day, it seems. 258 the average now. Singled in his first at bat last night. Swing and a foul, 1 strike. Buxton really piling up the runs scored lately. He scored 58 runs on the season, which given how infrequently he was on the bases first couple months, that's a pretty high number. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Team leader in runs scored is Brian Dozier with 83. And Sano with 75. 1-2. Pull shift on for him. The ball came up a little bit for Miller. He just very beat Buxton down the line. 2 down. 2 away. That'll bring up Kepler. You can help people affected by Hurricane Harvey by visiting redcross.org or texting the word Harvey to 90999. And by doing that, you'll make a $10 donation. Your donation enables the Red Cross to prepare for, respond to, and help people recover from this disaster. Irma is a Category 5, and the next 2 days or so are going to be critical to see
where it's headed. Yeah, Paul Molitor on that bang play at first base did want to maybe see a review, and they decided against it. But you can see Buxton's speed, what it does to a middle infielder. Miller made a great play, but he knew he had to come in and get rid of it quickly.
1-0 to Max Kepler. Lifted down the left field line. Malik Smith tracking it near the line. And another 1-2-3 inning for Jake Odorizzi. stretch it out at Target Field tomorrow night. It's yoga night. It features a 1-hour on-the-field yoga class taught by Core Power. The event includes a Twins-branded yoga mat, Twins game tickets, and a donation to the Twins Community Fund. You can get your tickets at twinsbaseball.com/yoga. Good to see Steven Souza Jr. back in the lineup. He had to leave the ball game last night after a collision with Mitch Garver. It'll be Souza, Miller, and Ramos here in the second inning. And there's a strike on the outside corner. Had some neck issues last night. Kind of twisted his neck in the collision with Garver. Back in the lineup tonight. On the outside corner, 0-2.
Souza, 28 years old, in his third season with the Tampa Bay Rays. Came up with the Nationals in 2014, traded over.
Strike three. Took 3 of them at different speeds. 1 down here in the second.
And that's what you will see from Colon. Now he's coming off a start against the White Sox. In his last start, a season high 8 strikeouts. He picks up his second there.
1 down, and now Brad Miller. Bauer. Hop kind of skipped to him. Looked like it hit the very edge of the rug and kind of skipped to Joe, but he made the play. 2 down.
That's one thing with this new turf here. I think just going down there and talking to the players, how that ball just kind of, you don't know if it's going to stay low or bounce high depending on the velocity of the ball.
Yesterday I grabbed a ball out of the ball bin and I bounced it in foul territory along the third baseline, and I got about 9 different hops. I mean, I don't think it's very consistent, which is of course something you'd like to have, is a consistent hop. Otherwise everything you get can be considered a bad hop. 2 down, and here's Ramos. Off the glove of Colon. Polanco tried to barehand it. I don't think he needed to. We saw last night Ramos doesn't run well, and I think even with the deflection, Polanco had plenty of time to glove the ball and throw him out.
Yeah, they'll give Ramos an infield base hit because it deflects off the glove of Colon. Watch him reach to his right, slowed the ball up, and Polanco had a tough time getting that baseball in his hand. So, second hit of the ball game. Ramos infield base hit with 2 outs.
Remember when at first base, Bauer was a Gold Glove winning catcher. Ramos was his understudy. Down the line, and a foul ball by about 1.5 feet. Alex Smith making a bid for an extra base hit.
Yeah, Smith just getting called up for AAA Durham. In 4 stints with the Rays, he opened up the season with them. Good average. He just struggled for a while, and they sent him down for some more schooling. Young man, tremendous speed. A lot of stolen bases in the minor leagues, over 200.
One strike to Smith. Short left, and Rosario comes in, makes the play. And it's a scoreless second. On to the third with no score.
in on our big story. That move from Arizona to acquire JD Martinez looks even better after last night as he slugged his way into the history books. 4 home runs against the Dodgers last night, 1 in the 4th, then in the 7th, 8th, and 9th. He's just the 18th player in baseball history to have 4 homers in the same game, but the first to ever have home runs in the final 3 innings of the game. Guys, that trade is huge for that team, and Arizona now continuing to be the hottest team in baseball, guys.
Yeah, thank you. I think he did it against 4 different pitchers, too.
Yep. Now, he is a home run hitter, and Scooter Gennett probably, well, he's become a home run hitter. He had 4 in one game earlier this year, but I don't know that at the start of the year anyone would have been surprised that JD Martinez hit 4, but we were all surprised when Scooter Gennett did it. Leadoff man for the Twins is Eduardo Escobar here in the 3rd. It's been 6 up, 6 down for Odorizzi. In the dirt.
Yeah, both starters tacking the strike zone. Odorizzi last inning, only 9 pitches used. Bartolo Colon only 7 to get 3 outs. One and one to Escobar. Went upstairs with a fastball and got a foul back. Yeah, how about the Diamondbacks? They've won 11 in a row, and they've picked up 9 games in that time with the Dodgers and are still 12 and a half. Isn't that something? Yeah.
Escobar waits, taps it weakly to first. Duda to the bag, 1 away. That'll bring up Jason Castro. Castro made a pinch hitting appearance last night. Has a little bit better idea, one would think, what to expect after missing some time because of the concussion. Another tapper to the first baseman, Duda. 2 down. Robbie Grossman will come to the plate with 2 quick outs. Here's our Sanford Health injury report. Paul Goldschmidt left the team to have his right elbow examined. No structural damage was found. But Goldschmidt obviously the biggest bat in that really good lineup. 2 down, and now Robbie Grossman, the designated hitter, hitting 9th. The presumption was that Grossman would go down to Rochester, or over to Rochester, I guess, down in terms of tiers of professional baseball, and bat left-handed. But yesterday he got some at-bats right-handed. And he is a true switch hitter. He said that when he swung a bat right-handed, his left thumb hurt, but it was tolerable, which is kind of what you need to do in September. You need to tolerate pain.
Yeah, he missed 18 games with that fractured left thumb.
Crack to right, and leaping at the end was Souza to make the catch. The loudest noise the first time through the batting order for the Twins, but it's 9 up, 9 down. You're watching Twins baseball presented by State Farm. Baseball on Fox Sports North is presented by Northland Ford. Visit buyfordnow.com and your local Northland Ford dealer today. By Grand Casino, the best stories start here. And by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. Now you live down here, south of here, Fort Myers. Those things are harmless, aren't they?
Yeah, you stay
menacing.
away from them.
Well, they look menacing.
Yeah, don't step on them.
Well, I'm guessing that anyone who ever has didn't do it on purpose.
No.
Well, what happens?
They'll sting you. That's why they call them stingrays.
Okay, well, some of them are kind of harmless, aren't they? Like some snakes are poisonous. But most of them are harmless.
I don't want to find out.
Okay. 2 strikes to Adeiny Echeverria leading off the third. Cologne's given up a couple of harmless singles. Twins haven't had a base runner yet. Fouled back. Put a pass along, best wishes to Rob Laxonen from Cloquet. He's had some health issues, but reports are, if we can trust our sources, that he's feeling better every day. Big Twins fan, so we wish him the very best.
Yeah, Rob, just stay awake. All right? I was told to tell you to stay awake.
Lifted down the right field line, and Kepler watches it drift out of play. Well, and again, our information coming from highly unreliable sources, but we decided to go ahead and report Rob's improvement. Echeverria, Kiermaier, and Dickerson here in the third. Up high. Cologne looking for a career win number 240. And his 5th win as a Twin. And that's to the backstop, 2-2.
Yeah, Cologne from the Dominican Republic. Who has the most wins as a Dominican Republic pitcher? Juan Marichal, 243. Irvin Santana, 4th on that list. He has 146 as a Dominican-born pitcher.
CC Sabathia behind Cologne on the active win list. John Lackey trying to get to 200. To Dozier, a chest-high hop. One away.
Good fastball down and away, and Echeverria could only just take it with him right to Brian Dozier for the first out. It's one thing Cologne has, excellent control. Watch this fastball down and away.
Here is Kiermaier, grounded a sharp single through the second base hole between Dozier and Mauer into right field, but he never got as far as second base. Missing inside, ball 1. Rays have homered in 15 straight games. Cologne's given up 11 home runs as a Twin. Now 2-0. Lifted to center, harmlessly to Buxton.
Another good pitch down off the fastball.
2 down. And that'll bring up Corey Dickerson.
You know, when I came up, Catfish Hunter was a Cy Young Award winner with the Oakland A's, and he went to the Yankees. And they always, you come back and hitters would say, you know, God, that ball was right there. I should have done something with it. And that's what you mentioned earlier. It's a comfortable 0 for 4.
Or a 1 for 4.
Yeah, or a 1 for 4.
Now here's Corey Dickerson. High fly right center. Buxton tracking this one. And on the different colored carpeting, he makes the catch. Can't call it a warning track because it's the same fiber that there is on the turf.
St. Petersburg with Brian Dozier leading things off for the Twins. And Brian says he's learned so much just from playing for Paul Molitor. But he says the most important and his favorite thing he's ever learned from the Hall of Famer has nothing to do with technique. A couple years ago, Paul Molitor told him that he needs to start visualizing and remembering different aspects of the game. Everything from the smell of the grass, the smell of the hot dogs in the stands, the sound of the crowd, things like that. So that when things go south, if he starts getting in a slump, he can think back to those things and actually visualize and act as if he was back in those moments. It says that Paul says that he learned that just by understanding the game of baseball and realizing that there are so many bigger moments than just what happens on the field, but everything around you. And so if things go south, think back to what all was happening when things were going well. And Brian says it's made all the difference in the world. So he goes out before the games, takes it all in, smells the grass, smells just the environment, soaks it all in, and he says it's made all the difference. And Paul Molitor is actually very surprised to hear Brian actually remembered that advice all these years later. Guys?
Under 1-0, and Dozier cracks one to left center field. And Smith comes in to make the catch. I don't know what you would smell here.
No, I was going to say, he must have went outside. There's some grass out in front of the stadium.
10 up, 10 down.
But you know what? That is so true what Paul's talking about. And he's learned that over his great playing career, that you do have to try to slow everything down in the art of visualization and enjoying the moment, because it can go so quickly. That's making me hungry.
Smelling food, though, that's not what Paul's talking about. You can go to a restaurant and smell food. Dozier out quickly. 36 pitches thrown by Odorizzi. He's gotten 10 outs in 10 at-bats. And the count is 1-0 to Mauer. Called out on strikes his first time up.
The only strikeout that Odorizzi has.
Fouled back, 1-1. Twins 1-3 in September after a 20-win August. And granted, it's just 4 games, but it bears to mind how insignificant the statistic run differential can be. Twins are 31-23 in run differential, a +8, but they only have 1 win. This one hit to the corner, foul by about the same distance. Dozier's liner down the left field line was foul in the first inning. And now it's 1-2.
Mauer came in her ball game hitting .302, 8th best in the American League. A couple feet foul. Picked up a double in last night's game.
2-2.
And Kiermaier out in center field, almost playing left center for Joe Mauer.
2-2 to Joe Mauer. Not
yet. Struck Joe out on a fastball down and in. Ramos sitting away.
Fouled back into the seats. Tonight's Cold Hard Fact brought to you by Clean Crisp Coors Light. Joe Mauer with a 13-game hitting streak, his 6th longest hitting streak in his great career. Just like to get Odorizzi to pitch from the stretch here. He hasn't had to throw 1 pitch from the stretch, and there's 1 out in the 4th inning. Fisted foul.
10 up, 10 down will do that to you.
Again, Odorizzi's struggled as of late. Had a hard time keeping the ball in the ballpark.
Odorizzi making his 5th career start against the Twins. He's 0-1 in his 4 previous starts with an ERA about 4.71.
Another 2-2 to Mauer. Off the end of the bat. Last 3 starts, he's given up 13 earned runs in 12 1/3 innings. And in that time, in his last 3 starts, 9 home runs allowed. And the Twins haven't gotten a base runner against him yet. cat and mouse played by Odorizzi and Mauer.
This could be the 8th pitch in this at bat.
Foul. 4 2-strike fouls for Mauer. Mauer trying to get a board for the middle of the lineup. Polanco's hitting 3rd, Rosario 4th. Last couple of balls have been hit pretty sharply. Grossman's liner to end the 3rd. Dozier's liner to start the 4th. This one hit fairly well. Smith retreating. Back on the different colored rug to make the catch.
You won't say warning track, will you?
2 down, and now Polanco. I don't understand. They did it in Toronto too, but and I know it's a maintenance issue, but it's virtually worthless for an outfielder who's trying to track a fly ball. And the reason they put warning tracks in 100 years ago or whenever they started to do that is so an outfielder could protect himself and sense when he was getting close to the wall.
No, I agree with you. You know, they have the infield dirt. Why not put the dirt out there? What do you have to do? Just take a tractor and level it out. That's it. But it would help the outfielders.
Even at the Metrodome, it was a rubberized warning track with artificial turf. So outfielders like Puckett and Bernansky, they could sense when they were getting close to the wall. And if there was ever a ballpark that you wanted to keep your eye on the ball in, it was the Metrodome. 1-1 to Polanco. And a strike, 1 and 2. And with 2 strikes, Longoria will swing over to the right side of the infield.
Yeah, there's your 3rd baseman.
Hopper to first again. Duda's been kept busy, and another 1-2-3 inning for Jake Odorizzi. Couple of singles. Nevertheless, Toyota will allow us to get caught up.
Odorizzi 12 up, 12 down with 1 strikeout, that being Joe Mauer. And Bartolo Colon, 3 shutout innings, only a couple base hits. That's it. Both starters doing a great job.
Longoria, Duda, and Souza to hit here in the 4th for the Rays. Just outside ball 1. Longoria hit a drive to straightaway center field. Buxton caught it 400 feet from home plate. Pulled foul. And it's 1-1. You hope that younger pitchers that the Twins have, younger pitchers who might be watching at home, watch this guy and learn something. Now that pitch that Longoria hit a long ways down the left field line, it was thrown at 84, which made it an effective pitch. If he'd have thrown it at 88, Longoria would have been a little bit later making contact. It might have been a home run, but because he backed off with his fastball, it was nothing more than an armless foul ball.
Rare breaking ball right there by Colon. Yeah, great at adding and subtracting, trying to keep the hitter off balance.
3-1 to Longoria.
I was going to say, now falling behind on a very powerful hitter.
To center again. Buxton actually has to come in on this one. One down. And that'll bring up Lucas Duda. Duda hit a ground ball to Mauer his first time up to wrap up the first inning.
I think too, if you're a youngster and you watch Colon, nothing phases him either. You know, he's pitched a lot of innings, almost 3,300 innings in the big leagues. He's pitched a long time, started in 1997 with the Indians.
And a strike.
But he's learned how to pitch, you know, adding, subtract. He doesn't have that velocity he had when he was, you know, first came up.
Without question, the two best starting pitchers the Twins have had this year, Irvin Santana, Jose Barrios, but the two most senior members are Colon and Santana, and they both do the same thing. The difference is Bartolo might be able to hit 92, and we've seen Santana hit 96. But they both do the same thing with their fastball. Santana might be cruising along at 92, 93, and then he'll reach back for a little extra. And then take a little off.
And that's what Colon tried to do right there on Duda. Throw a little extra, and Duda fouled it off. Now see if this one's still at 91 like the previous pitch. Now, he got Duda on a changeup in his first at-bat that hit a little ground ball to Joe Mauer.
I'm guessing 86.
Oh, he doubled up.
92 and gone. Duda got one up and hammered it, and the Rays are on the board.
And that's 16 straight games now that the Rays have hit a home run, and Duda hitting his 10th home run as a Tampa Bay Ray. His 27th overall. He had 17 with the Mets before coming over here to Tampa. High fastball. Duda, line drive home run.
4 rows from the back. 1-0 Rays, and now Steven Souza Jr. And first pitch strike at 87. Souza with 29 home runs. Strike 2.
We talked a little bit last night. The Rays 198 home runs now hit, 5th most in the American League.
I believe Souza's taken 5 strikes from Bartolo Colon.
How about that?
He went down on 3 pitches looking in the second, and he's done the same thing here in the 4th.
Having words with Eric Cooper. Didn't like that high strike call.
Well, 2 down, and now Brad Miller.
Colon getting Souza for the 2nd time, his 3rd strikeout. See what Fox Track says on this pitch. Yep. Clip the outer height, right side of the strike zone.
And now Brad Miller hit a ground ball to Mauer. Way out in front of whatever that was at 81.
And what's important too, I think, Dick, is you were talking about the youngsters out there maybe watching. Yeah, you give up a home run, but that's it. Now you continue to pitch.
1-1. Miller.
Another off-speed pitch. You can see the speed rate. The 92 was the one that Duda hit out, but the low at 79. Don't throw that 92 again.
In the dirt. 2-2. Delivery. By fault.
Colon making his 25th career start. 24 starts, 9 wins, 6 losses against the Rays in his career. Good ERA at 4.07.
Fouls back to the screen. Talked about the Rays schedule. Here's what they have with this series against the second wild card team, the Twins. Then 3 in Boston, here with the Yankees. Then a series here with the Red Sox, 2 with the Cubs, 4 with the Orioles, 3 with the Yankees, and 3 with the Orioles. So they do have an uphill road. And Miller is called out on strikes. The Rays finally break the ice, and almost predictably, they do it with a solo home run. Apple Watch. Maybe we can recruit this guy to help the Twins out in the 5th inning. Red Sox got caught today using technology to steal signals. New York Times report has detailed what the Red Sox did in a series at Fenway Park against the Yankees, and some would tell you the irony is the Yankees blew the whistle because some people have thought the Yankees have been doing a similar type of thing.
And the thing is, the Red Sox admitted what they were doing.
Well, MLB did like a 2-week investigation, and the results came in today with how they did it, using their video room, relaying pitch selection once the code was broken, if you will, for the catcher's signs, and then relayed to runners at second base, who then relayed it to the hitter. And sign stealing has been going on since whoever invented the game. But there are mandates against using technology. There's Rosario taking ball 1. The only line of communication that can be established between the video room and the dugout is the phone that's fixed to the wall of the dugout that we shoot at least once a night, it seems like, for challenge purposes. 1-0. And now 2-0 to Rosario.
It'll be interesting to see how the commissioner of baseball handles this. What kind of what's he going to do? He can't take games away from the Boston Red Sox.
Well, I guess by rule he could, but there's been no precedent for that. Up and in, now 3-0.
You could fine him, but is that the money going to be a matter? But how about maybe a draft pick? Hurting him in the next draft.
Or, no one else has proposed this and it'll never fly, about losing a playoff game. They lose one at Fenway Park if they're in the playoffs, and it looks like they are. Make them play a game on the road. 3-1 to Rosario.
How's your Apple Watch holding up?
I don't have one. I got a Fitbit, and I can't figure out how it's going to help the Twins get a hit here.
Well, at least they got a base runner.
Got a base runner. The old Fitbit's working. And Rosario will make about 30 steps to first base.
And Evan Longoria coming into Odorizzi and saying, okay, now you have to work out of the stretch. Here it is, the 5th inning.
Buxton hit a ground ball up the middle, but Miller, the second baseman, was playing there and barely threw him out. 12 up, 12 down, and now a leadoff walk to Eddie Rosario, of all people. Now, to be fair, we should remind you, as we have a time or two before, Rosario has actually drawn more walks this year than he did the last 2 years combined. That was his 30th walk of the season in 453 at bats. 1 strike to Buxton, who has swung and missed 3 times against Odorizzi. Wide of the plate, 1-1. Checked his swing, but took a strike. Buxton doesn't like it. And the count is 1-2.
Well, it looks like Eric Cooper calling that high strike. Souza and Miller both called third strikes. You can see it at the top part of that strike zone.
1-2 to Buxton. The Twins have been given a leadoff walk here in the 5th. And Buxton swings and misses, 1 away.
Odorizzi picking up his 2nd strikeout. He just challenged him with a fastball straight over the top.
And now Kepler hit a fly ball to left his first time up. Strike on the outside corner. There isn't anything that appears to be overwhelming by Odorizzi's fastball. It's 92. Twins actually made some pretty solid contact toward the end of the 3rd and early in the 4th inning, lining out 3 straight times. Kepler looking for the Twins' first hit. Breezed him, and it's 1-1.
As high as 894 for Odorizzi with that 72-mile-an-hour low pitch.
Ground ball hit right at Miller. And he starts an inning double play. 5 no-hit innings for Jake Odorizzi.
Twin home games, you bring your Circle Me signs. You may find yourself in the Minnesota Lottery winner's circle, where you could win $100 worth of lottery scratch-off tickets, courtesy of the Minnesota Lottery.
One of my favorite caravan stops in Sioux Falls. You can see those folks are from there. Always have great turnouts on the caravan.
Like a donut, I'm hungry.
Wilson Ramos will lead off the 5th against Bartolo Colon. Got an infield hit his first time up. Strike 1. Rays with all 3 hits, 2 singles and a home run. The only run of the game, obviously.
Now, Colon has faced 16 batters now, 12 first pitch strikes. So working ahead in the count. This is pitch number 50.
0-2. One and 2. Ramos, Smith, and Echeverria, the bottom 3rd of the Tampa Bay lineup. 2-2.
Yeah, Ramos originally signed out of Venezuela by the Twins back in 2010 and traded over to the Nationals.
Pull shift on for Ramos. He hit a ball up the middle. It would have been right at Dozier in the 2nd inning, but the Twins weren't shifted then. 2-2. And Colon lets it go to Polanco. Flips on the run, 1 away. We'll bring up Malik Smith. What do you think? Are there 3,000 people here tonight?
Oh, I don't know.
Just as there is renewed hope that the Oakland A's will get a new ballpark, there is renewed hope that the Rays will get a new ballpark, and that it won't be in St. Petersburg at all, but will be in Tampa. Now the Rays, basically a 500 team, but even when they've had really good teams here, they've not drawn, and that's of great concern to Major League Baseball. Remember when the Rays were emerging as a contender with Joe Madden manager. It was about this time of the year. And a great pitching matchup. CC Sabathia against David Price. I think they drew something like 17,000 fans here with the Rays in contention. 1-1 to Malik Smith.
Are they good though?
Roller to Dozier. And an easy play for out number 2.
You know, the thing is, I personally like the stadium other than the catwalks. I think it's a very bright stadium. It's a dome stadium that they need here in Florida. But it's just in a bad area. They just are not able to draw here. In Tampa, I think hopefully they'll build a stadium over there, and I think they'll have better crowds, a little easier to get to, more people there.
Echeverria, the batter. When the Twins were in the Metrodome and the Rays were playing here, you couldn't help, as a Twins announcer, making comparisons between what we had in Minnesota and what they had here. And the advantage here is the seats face the infield. Beyond that, chopper, Polanco charges. 3 ground ball outs. We've got a pitcher's duel here at Tropicana Field with the Rays leading 1-0. Jake Odorizzi, the Twins will try to change that in the 6th. Join Fox Sports North in the Wild for the breakaway 10K, 5K, and 1 mile run on Saturday, September 16th, benefiting the Herb Brooks Foundation. All participants receive a medal and are qualified to win 2 sweet tickets for the Wild Stars preseason game September 30th. For details, visit foxsportsnorth.com/events. Eduardo Escobar, Jason Castro, and Robbie Grossman will try to get something in the hit column and then something in the run column. Down and in, ball 1. Last inning, Odorizzi walked Rosario to lead off the inning, but then struck out Buxton and got Kepler to hit into a double play, so he's faced the minimum through 5. Foul back, 1-1. Now Escobar, Castro, and even Grossman wouldn't be a bunting candidate, but under the circumstances, let's say it was Buxton leading off the inning, you okay with a bunt attempt to be given the score?
Absolutely. Yes. 1-0 ball game.
And a strike called, 1-2. I am 2. And now look at the shift. almost inviting a bunt, except there are 2 strikes. Got him. Upstairs again. Escobar swings through it, and now Castro.
And Odorizzi picking up his 3rd strikeout.
Castro hit a ground ball to Duda his first time up.
Number 21, Jason Castro.
Fastball at 93.
Had to swing at it. It was at the upper section of the strike zone. But Eduardo has a terrible time making contact with that pitch. Castro takes strike 1, an off-speed pitch. Woods didn't do much of anything against Alex Cobb last night. They've done even less against Odorizzi tonight. A couple of Rays pitchers that were really struggling. 1-1. Up and away, 2-1. It up to 94 and getting it swinging. Strike 2.
Yeah, a little movement on that fastball, tailing away from Castro. You see the pitch count. Very, very good.
Two and 2 to Castro. And now 3-2.
He has not needed a lot of pitches. 16 in the first. That's it. Very, very good pitch count. 9-8. This will be pitch number 10 here in the 6th.
Fastball down and away. Another strikeout. 2 down in the 6th. And that'll bring up Grossman.
It's almost like he's getting stronger. Good fastball. Perfect spot at 92.
Yeah, he's pitched to the frame of the strike zone, hasn't he? Here's Grossman, hit the hardest ball against Odorizzi tonight, lining out to Souza in right field. Dozier lined out, Mauer lined out, but there hasn't been anything really close to a hit. Just a few well hit balls. Up and away, ball 1. Robbie told me today that he got a hit yesterday for Rochester and drew 2 walks, which is of course a big part of his game. Fouled back, 1-1. And for a rehabbing player, just seeing a lot of pitches would offer some benefit, I would think. One and time called at the plate. Up and in. 2-1. Grossman just off the top 10 chart for on-base percentage in the American League. Off-speed pitch over for strike 2.
And Longoria running to second again. He's getting his workout here tonight.
Echeverria replaces him on the left side of the infield. 2-2 to Grossman. Again, reaching back for 94. Velocity I don't believe we saw in the first 3 or 4 innings. Buxton struck out at 92 miles per hour. Kepler tapped into a double play. He has stymied the Twins lineup through 5 2/3 innings. 3-2. Dozier on deck. Dropped a 72-mile-per-hour curveball, and Jake Odorizzi has 6 no-hit innings and a 1-0 lead. You're watching Twins baseball presented by State Farm. At least I hope so. Two fans of the game, and they ought to perhaps start paying some attention to what's happening on the field here, because Jake Odorizzi's faced the minimum number of batters through 6. He's got a 1-0 lead, and he hasn't given up a hit yet.
Bartolo Colon's job right here, keep it at 1-0.
Swing and a foul, 1 strike. He'll face the top of the Tampa Bay lineup: Kiermaier, Dickerson, and Longoria. Last no-hitter the Twins were involved in was Jared Weaver's, and that was more than 5 years ago at Anaheim Stadium. To Hopper to Bauer. Means Kiermaier to the bag, 1 away. Target Field's a great place to spend time with the people who are important to you. Groups of 25 or more are eligible for discounts on tickets, and per-ticket fees are eliminated. Arrange your group of 25 plus today. Visit twinsbaseball.com/groups. Ask about a Twins Target Field group outing. Here's Dickerson, a strikeout and a fly ball to center. It'll be interesting, of course, to see what happens in the 7th inning and beyond with Odorizzi trying to make some history tonight. The Rays are among baseball's most shifting teams. And for as long as this game is a 1-0 game, Bauer gets another 2. Hopper 2 down. For as long as this is a 1-0 ball game, even though it's late in a no-hit bid, a bunt is very much in play. Of course, one of the defenses against a shift is the bunt. So we'll see whether they shift as much in the final innings as they typically do, and how the Twins approach all the shifts. Here's Longoria. A liner to center and a fly ball to center. Strike 1.
And there's that outside corner again for strike 1.
inside 1-1. The only run of the game, Lucas Duda's home run with 1 out in the 4th. Rays have added a couple of singles. Colon hasn't walked anyone. Way out in front of an off-speed pitch. 1-2.
They pulled the strike on that breaking ball.
Two-out single for Longoria.
Yeah, Rays pick up their 4th hit of the ball game.
That'll bring up Duda.
3 singles and a home run by Duda.
Duda swung through a 91-mile-per-hour fastball, and then Colon tried to back it up with a 92-mile-per-hour fastball, and Duda plastered it into the seats in right. That's the only run of the game. Strike 1. 66 pitches. And Colon hopes he's on the verge of completing his 6th inning.
Let's take it out of here.
Missed inside 1-1.
Well, outstanding. You can see the 18 in the 4th. That's the inning that Duda hit the home run. Other than that, quick innings.
Out in front. 1-2.
First 2 pitches at 86, 85, and then that one at 80. I don't think he's going to try to sneak a fastball by him. Going to go inside.
That's down the right field line and a fair ball. Longoria doesn't run well. Kepler's got to play a weird carom, and Longoria will be waved around. It's a 2-0 ball game. Both runs driven in by Lucas Duda. It's a tough right field corner to play here because of a diagonal wall from the foul pole out. And there wasn't much that Kepler could do about it.
He tried to sneak that fastball by him middle in, and that ball came back a bit, and Duda opened up quickly. And you can see the carom right there kind of died. And by the time Kepler could get it back in, Longoria with 2 outs scores from first base.
A 2-out single by Longoria, now a double. It's 2-0. And now Steven Souza Jr., who has taken 6 strikes from Bartolo Colon tonight on 6 pitches.
They get 7 for 7.
The fans,
finally
few of them over here, acknowledge that at least Souza took a pass at that one. 0-2. Oh-2 to Souza. Back for 93, but off the plate. 5 hits for the Rays. 2 of them after the second out here in the 6th, and they've added an awfully big run. Get into the shift. Dozier's there. That'll end the inning in a very close play. Souza almost beat it out. The Rays may take a look at it. But at the very least, they've gotten a couple of hits and it added another run. Kevin Cash says we're okay. The outs recorded. Twins down by 2, still looking for their first hit of the evening. Here's our Grand Casino story of the game so far, with perhaps a bigger story to be written.
Yeah, Lucas Dudas with a solo home run in the 4th inning, a 1-0 ball game. Then he added an RBI double, scoring Longoria. Makes it a 2-0 ball game. The story of the ball game so far, Jake. Odorizzi. 6 no-hit innings, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. His longest no-hit bid was 6 1/3 innings. That came last year here against the Yankees. Sterling Castro hit a 2-run home run off of him, and he ended up losing that ball game 2-1.
Dozier to lead things off. Then Mauer and Polanco. Stands to reason Joe, if Dozier doesn't, Joe would be the guy to break it up. 4 times when the Twins have been 1 hit, Joe's gotten the only hit. 3 times in the 9th inning. Maybe Dozier can take care of business here leading off the 7th. There's a strike, 1-1. Twins have hit some balls hard, including Dozier's line drive in the 4th. But in reality, nothing close to a hit. Inside, 2-1. Just 1 walk. It came in the 4th inning. A leadoff walk to Rosario.
Some action in the bullpen. The only left-hander, Dan Jennings, warming up.
Pitch number 81 for Odorizzi. A high fly to left. Malik Smith makes the catch, 1 away in the 7th. And that'll bring up Mauer.
Oh, you're looking at a guy, Odorizzi, that's made 121 major league starts before here tonight. He's never had a complete game. He's never had a complete game in professional baseball. Signed by the Brewers back in 2008. Came up with the Royals in 2012.
Joe struck out, hit a ball hard in the 4th for an out. Strike 1. Really is remarkable. You played with a guy, Cesar Tovar, who broke up a couple of no-hitters in the 9th. Joe's done that 3 times. And then 2 years ago, Corey Kluber threw a 1-hitter at the Twins. Mauer got the only hit in the 4th inning. So there have been 5 no-hitters against the Twins, 31 one-hitters, and Joe with the only hit in 4 of those. 1-1. Two men in the Tampa Bay bullpen. Steve Cishek, Dan Jennings. The larger issue, of course, the Rays need to win every game to contend for a wild card spot. 1-2 to Mauer. Up the middle. Hits the bag. And Mauer will reach with the game's first hit for the Twins. And if not for that ground ball hitting the bag, Echeverria may have been able to make the play.
He was shading Joe Mauer up the middle. And that ball hit the bag. Echeverria did everything he could to get it over there, but Joe beat it out.
14-game hitting streak for Mauer. More importantly, the Twins get the tying run to the plate.
Fastball away. You can see it hit the bag and pop straight up. And good effort, but no chance.
Echeverria would make this play, don't you think?
Yeah, he's there.
Well, here he is, Polanco, with Mauer reaching, and the bullpen, I'm guessing, was activated in this event. A drive down the right field line, but a foul ball. Polanco tried to turn on one. Now the no-hitter has been pushed aside. The bid has. And now Kevin Cash can manage the end of this game like he would normally. One strike. Nice stop by Ramos. 1-1. Lifted foul. Just a little background on Mauer's accomplishments in low hit games. Back in 08, Gavin Floyd had a no-hitter. Joe Mauer got a one-out double to break up the no-hit bidder in the 9th inning. Then in 2010, a series of pitchers for Texas had a no-hitter. Joe got a one-out single in the 9th. And then Anibal Sanchez in 2013 gave up a one-out single to Mauer. Foul back. th pitch coming for Odorizzi.
Odorizzi as high as 114, but that was in the middle of May.
He's had some back issues since then. Call third strike, 2 away.
And strikeout number 6, clipping the inner part of the plate.
And Kevin Cash is going to manage like a manager would in a pennant race. He's going to come out and get his starting pitcher and bring in the left-hander to face Eddie Rosario.
Oh, great job by Jake Odorizzi. 6 strikeouts, only 1 hit allowed, 6 2/3 innings. So shutout baseball right now.
talking with Odorizzi, who was sailing through 6. He gave up a 1-out single to Joe Mauer. Quite a night for Jake Odorizzi.
Yeah, he walked Rosario to lead off the 5th inning, struck out Buxton, and then got the double play off the bat of Max Kepler. Did not give up a hit until Joe Mauer's base hit here in the 7th inning with 1 out. So 6 strikeouts, 1 walk for Odorizzi. And he leaves with a 2-0 lead. Cam Jennings coming into the ball game as we look at the line, 6 2/3 innings. Jennings worked in last night's ball game, threw only 1 pitch, and that was to Rosario. He had got an off-speed pitch. He had a ground ball to first base.
Ball 1. The only lefty in the Rays bullpen.
Excuse me, Rosario hit a ground ball to second.
Right. Fastball down the middle, 1-1.
Jennings making his 67th appearance, his 19th for the Rays. Now he's worked only 10 2/3 innings in his first 18 appearances. So these are situations that Kevin Cash uses him. Just get me 1, maybe 2 outs.
Half swing, did he go? Ooh, oh boy. From up here, it looked like Rosario went. And instead of it being 1 and 2, it's 2 and 1.
Yeah, Jennings has that nasty slider that just keeps breaking away. The left-handed hitters, take a look right here.
Nope, that's a check in my book. Fastball for a strike. Boy, this at bat. I've seen Rosario take 2 fastballs thigh high over the inside corner. He usually tries to cream those.
Jennings coming over from the White Sox back in July 27th.
Another check swing and another successful check, says Bill Welke. And the count's full with 2 down. Mauer will take off early. Duda will play behind him.
You almost have to think he's going to go back to that slider.
A carbon copy of his first check swing. Buxton on deck. And a breaking ball, and Rosario flipped it foul.
He went back to that slider. That's his out pitch. Jennings give you that quick delivery and then the release home.
Laced to left center field. Bauer around second. Smith cuts the ball off in the gap. Rosario held to a single. A nice retrieve by Smith in left center on what looked like it could have been a double. And instead of the tying run being in scoring position, Rosario stuck at first.
Well, that was a good at-bat by Rosario. Laid off a couple nasty sliders, and Jennings came in with that fastball, and Rosario waited back nicely and took it the other way.
Now Kevin Cash will bring in a right-handed reliever to face Buxton with the tying run aboard. And Cishek will pitch to Byron Buxton, with the Twins putting together a threat with a pair of hits in the 7th. Into the 7th inning, Joe Mauer ruined his bid for history with a single. Rosario's added a hit. Now Byron Buxton will come to the plate facing Steve Cishek.
Yeah, Cishek worked in last night's ballgame. He started the 7th inning, got through the 7th inning. First batter he faced was Byron Buxton, and Byron hit a ground ball to short.
Ball 1.
Cishek will give you that underarm delivery. He has been almost perfect since he's become a Ray when he came over from the Seattle Mariners. 17 relief appearances, 16 1/3 innings. He allowed only 7 hits and no runs.
2-0. So Jennings, the only left-hander that the Rays have in their bullpen, has already been used, and it's interesting because Kepler, who really struggles against lefties, is in the on-deck circle. There's a chance Kepler could hit here, depending on, of course, what Buxton does. 2-0. 3-0. And a walk will put Rosario into scoring position. Rosario hits left-handers as well as right-handers. Kepler does not. 3-0 to Buxton. Takes a strike. Popped him up. Short center field. And the Twins getting the hit column, still shut out in the run column. It's 2-0. A suspicious departure for Danny Salazar, as the Indians have been trying to keep him on the field. He's been hurt a lot. Here's Brad Miller to lead off the 7th inning for the Rays against Bartolo Colon. Has been really good here tonight. And now up and away, 2-0.
Yeah, 75 pitches right now for Colon. 54 for strikes. No walks. He's got 4 strikeouts.
Another short start within the division as this count goes to 3-0. Jason Vargas has really been running on fumes. Lasted 2 innings tonight against the Tigers. Gave up 7 runs. Twins are due to face him Sunday in Kansas City. There's a strike, 3-1.
I saw Neil Allen call down to the bullpen. Some guys starting to get up. Stay fair.
Foul.
Twins bullpen adding Michael Tonkin. There's only 12 guys down there. So you get that phone call and all of a sudden all 12 of them start to move around.
Full count to Brad Miller, Wilson Ramos on deck. Missed inside. It's a leadoff walk in the 7th.
First walk for Colon.
Miller hitting sub 200. He draws a leadoff walk, and now Ramos. MLB.TV Premium is back better than ever. You can watch every out-of-market regular season game live on over 400 supported devices. Plus, get a free subscription to @Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout. Other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV. Wilson Ramos.
Need another ground ball right here. Miller at first base. Good speed. He has 4 stolen bases in 7 attempts. And a couple throwovers, keeping Miller close. Ooh, the ball might have gotten the lights a little bit right there. He fought it, but he made the catch.
Miller still at first now with 1 out. And here's Malik Smith. Smith with a fly to left and ground ball to second. Colon trying to keep this a 2-0 ball game. We've talked a lot about Colon's desire to pitch next year in his 45th year. And the one thing he's done is he's pitched well enough to guarantee there will be some interest. After his release from Atlanta, I mean, you probably wanted to pitch till you were 65, but someone said, you're done. Chop, left side, Escobar fumbles the ball. He was looking at second base. So an error charge to Escobar on what should have at least led to an out, if not at second base, first base.
Yeah, might have taken his eye off the ball, as you mentioned, Dick. And Escobar has been very steady defensively. Only his 4th error of the year, right off the end of the bat. He comes in, thought about going to second, but the ball came up on him. It's one of those balls that might, with the turf the way it is, come up a little bit more than you anticipate with this rotation of that ball.
And now Echeverria. It'll be an extra out given by the Twins unless Echeverria hits into a double play here. Backhanded by Castro, ball 1. Well, you'd have to agree, right? I mean, Colon's pitched well enough, whether it's the Twins, somebody else will say, hey, look, we'll take the Colon we saw in a Twins uniform, but we don't want the Colon that was in the Braves uniform. Turned out to be an awfully shrewd move by Derek Falvey and Thad Levine to bring Colon in.
He's done everything I think the Twins or Twin fans would expect. You'd probably more. You're looking at a guy that's 44 years old. Still can get that fastball. What we see, 92. Changes speeds well.
Swing and a foul, and that staggered home plate umpire Eric Cooper.
Pitch up right off the mask of Cooper. He said he's all right.
Colon could use a strikeout or a pop-up. There's the strikeout. 2 down.
Good pitch away. And the 5th strikeout for Bartolo Colon.
And Paul Molitor to the mound.
Watch his pitch right there. That pitcher's pitch. Fastball down and away.
Little sink at the end, got a strikeout. And Paul's going to get the ball from Bartolo Colon, who certainly did his part here tonight. Just 2 runs allowed so far. He's responsible for the 2 runners on base, and it'll be Taylor Rogers. North is presented by Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in the Twin Cities. And by State Farm, here to help life go right with the home and auto protection you deserve.
Bartolo Colon, 6 2/3 innings, couple runs allowed. 1 walk, 5 strikeouts, 85 pitches, 61 for strikes.
And now Taylor Rogers trying to get Kevin Kiermaier to keep this a 2-0 ball game. Breaking ball. Ball 1 outside.
Yeah, Taylor making his 59th relief appearance. Worked a couple times in that Kansas City series at home.
Another one outside, 2-0. Kiermaier hitting over 300 against right-handers, 243 against lefties. Fastball fouled away. 2-1. You looked at the metric defensive runs saved. Buxton's leading center fielders. Kiermaier is second, even though he's missed a couple months with a hip injury.
Well, 2-time Gold Glove winner Kiermaier, and that man right there, Buxton, he should get one real soon.
Breaking ball, and Kiermaier flinches, and it breaks over for strike 2.
The first 2 breaking balls were starting down the middle of the plate away. That one started inner half of the plate and broke over the plate.
Two and 2. Right off the end of the bat. Another breaking ball. got a run in the 4th, a run in the 6th. Lone issued a leadoff walk, but there was an error. 2-2. Fastball just missed the corner. Pitch back for 95, just off the plate. It's 3-2. The runners will leave early.
Take a look at the 2-2 fastball, just outside at 95. I'm guessing breaking ball here.
Fastball chops towards second, and Polanco slings it to Mauer. Kiermaier retired, and the Rays leave 2 on to the 8th. Waiting for the Twins to start scoring some runs. It's 2-0 as we go to the 8th. Tomorrow, catch Major League Baseball on FS1 as Eric Hosmer and the Royals slug it out for the fences against Ian Kinsler and whoever else is going to be filling out the lineup for the Tigers. Don't miss the Royals against the Tigers tomorrow at 6 Central on FS1. And a reminder that we are televising the series finale here tomorrow. It was not on any of the early season TV schedules, but about a month ago, Twins and Fox Sports North decided to televise the rest of the game, so we will be here televising tomorrow's series finale. Tommy Hunter into the ball game to face Max Kepler leading off the 8th inning. And a first pitch strike.
Yeah, Hunter, who has a good curveball, and he showed it right there in his first season with the Rays. Twins saw him when he's with the Rangers, the Orioles, and the Indians.
A half swing and a strike. It's 0-2. Up high, 1-2.
You asked me earlier, is there over 3,000 people here? There were 6,509 people here.
Tickets sold.
Oh, I know.
Half swing, did he go? Home plate umpire Eric Cooper said he went. The check swing for strike 3, very similar to the check swing for strike 2. 1 down. That'll bring up Escobar.
You know, one thing Hunter's done, averaging us over a strikeout per inning. There's that curveball right there that Kepler went too far, and Cooper himself said yes, he went for it.
A chance to talk to longtime umpire Charlie Relaford. Kepler saying, well, why don't you check with Bill Welke? Relaford, an umpire supervisor now, snap bat and a bouncer up the line, and Escobar's gone on 1 pitch. And that'll bring up Jason Castro. Or will it? Castro's being called back to the dugout. Anyway, Charlie Rutherford said the umpires are told to, in most instances, ask for help on the bases on a check swing. But he says when he was an umpire, he preferred to make the call himself because he felt he could see, in looking at the strike zone, he could see the blur of the bat on a check swing and determine whether the batter had swung or not. Zach Granite will hit for Jason Castro.
I didn't see, I'm sorry.
Twins running out of outs, in danger of being shut out here, having gotten a well-pitched ball game from their starter.
Yeah, Granite, who great numbers down in Rochester. Those are his numbers with the Twins. 1 for 4 as a pinch hitter.
Granite trying to get a board for Grossman. Down and in, ball 1. Castro had gone 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strikeout. Down and in again, 2-0.
Twins offense sputtered last night. They got only 5 hits. Only 2 hits so far here tonight.
On the outside corner. Oh, bat absolutely shattered. So in the inning, in the 8th inning, with the Twins running out of outs, there was a strikeout, 2 splintered bats, and a 1-2-3 inning. Anthony. Taylor Rogers got the last out of the 7th. Now he'll pitch to Dickerson, Longoria, and Duda. Nobody working in the Twins bullpen right now. By the way, you mentioned the attendance. 6,509. Chris Jimenez doing the catching now. That's the lowest crowd ever for a Rays game here. Wow. Ever. And that's tickets sold. There might be 4,000 people here. On the outside corner, a strike, and it's 0-2.
You know what? A lot of people here in Florida are worried about other things like Hurricane Irma, too.
Yep. If it hits here, and we hope it doesn't, but if it does, it'll hit Sunday.
But people are preparing early because of what happened in Texas with Harvey.
Again, I mean, that's 6,500 tickets sold. 1 and 2 to Dickerson. Strikeout, a fly ball, and a ground ball so far for Dickerson. And Rogers strikes out. The designated hitter, 1 out.
Dickerson, who went 3 for 4 in last night's ball game with a home run and a couple doubles, 0 for 4 here tonight so far.
2018 season tickets are available. In addition to securing your spot for next year, you'll be guaranteed postseason tickets should the Twins make it this year. Don't miss an inning of postseason play and experience exclusive sweet spot benefits like 10% off food and beverage at Target Field. For more info or to place a deposit, visit twinsbaseball.com/season tickets. Longoria takes outside, ball 1. Softly into center field, a base hit. Longoria has 2 hits tonight on the 2 softest balls he's put in play.
Well, he went down and got a fastball down right off the end of the bat, hit it up the middle.
It was Longoria's bleeder through the left side of the infield with 2 outs in the 6th. That was followed by Duda's double for an awfully big second run for the Rays.
This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Minnesota Twins. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins, LLC.
Trevor Plouffe drove in a run with a pinch hit single last night. He'll hit for Duda here. Might take over at first base for him. Rogers misses the outside corner. Duda had driven in both runs with a home run in the 4th and his double in the 6th. To right. Kepler retreats a few steps. Another cracked bat. And out number 2. Lost a lot of lumber here in the last couple half innings.
It's okay if it's on their side, not on the Twins side.
Well, they may delay the 9th inning, try to pick up some of Granite's bat that they couldn't retrieve between innings before the 8th inning. That bat exploded. Now Molitor to the mound, and with Souza the next batter. Rogers will be excused, and Alan Buznitz will pitch next. Twins trying to keep it 2-0 in the bottom of the 8th. You can experience what it's like to be a Minnesota Viking as you run out the tunnel and conquer the field. Join us Saturday, September 16th for the TCO Vikings 5K as you and your friends finish on the 50-yard line of US Bank Stadium. Post-race, runners can tour the Vikings locker room and get autographs from Vikings legends. For details, visit foxsportsnorth.com/events. Alan Busnitz in to pitch to Steven Souza Jr.
Yeah, Busnitz has done a good job since joining the Twins, making his 19th relief appearance. Hard-throwing right-hander.
And strike one with Busnitz starting him with a breaking ball.
He's got a good curveball along with a fastball in the mid-90s.
And now the fastball at 95, and it's 0-2. That's what's been most impressive to me about Busnitz. He comes in and throws strikes. Somebody who's armed with a 97-mile-per-hour fastball, and we've seen some of those guys who don't do that.
And look at the location.
Tapper to third. Sounded like another cracked bat. There's the force at second. Twins have some work to do. Down 2-0 going to the 9th. Robbie Grossman will try to get on base here to start the 9th inning. He'll be doing it against a guy who's been awfully good for the Rays. He has 5 more saves than anybody in Major League Baseball. Greg Holland's leading the National League with 36 saves. Alex Colome's got 41.
Colome, hard throwing a right-hander, had 37 last year for the Rays in his 5th season with the Tampa Bay Rays.
He was warming up in the 8th inning last night, but was never brought into the game because the Rays got some runs at the bottom of the inning. And at 2-0, it wouldn't take much, but it will take more than what the Twins have done through 8 innings so far tonight. Grossman hit a ball hard to right. It was caught. Then he struck out looking in the 6th. Trevor Plouffe is in the game and staying at first base. That landed 4 feet in front of the plate, and it's 2-1. That took a bite out of Wilson Ramos.
The idea is to get the ball to the plate. That ball landed 5 feet in front of the plate. Almost took a beating.
A blast to right center field. Robbie Grossman puts one into the tank. Second time that Grossman has hit a ball very well tonight. That one into the Ray tank in right center field.
Well, he got a fastball, and boy, did he hit that ball a long way. Those Rays are flying all over the place. Take a look at the fastball that stayed up. That's a 2-1 ball game. Home run number 8 for Grossman, his 7th as a left-handed hitter.
Look, we could watch him make the Rays scatter. Here's Dozier. Strike at the knees. Yeah, just get on base, Robbie. It's his 8th home run of the year. Well, the baseballs were supposed to float. Dribbled to the right side. Nobody in the bag. And out at first on a close play. Nice adjustment by Colomé, who first went to the bag, and we'll see if he's okay.
Well, he's going after the ball right there, and at the last second, he kind of made a quick right turn, and Plouffe fed it to him quickly so he could find first base bag.
Pretty good play by Trevor Plouffe, too, because you know he's more typically a third baseman, but he played that about as well as he can. And everybody checking to make sure Colomé is okay. Here is Mauer.
Well, your first reaction as a pitcher is to go get the ball, and that's what he did. But then he reverted to covering the bag, so a nice play all around. And Plouffe got it to him early.
And the dirt a ball. And I suppose the temptation is, I mean, he's running toward the bag, but he's looking 180 degrees in the opposite direction at the ball being flipped to him. 1-0. Fowler broke up the no-hit bid with a 1-out single off the second base bag. It's 2-0. Fowler just 1 for 5 against Colomé. And then Jorge Polanco. And Colomé, after covering first base, hasn't come close to throwing a strike. He bent down after covering the bag like he might have twisted or turned something. One thing he does a lot of things well, and they're going to come out and check on him. For him to miss that badly on 3 straight pitches.
Well, I remember he did on Grossman on a pitch, but that was prior to the home run.
Right.
And then Dozier, and then the way he moved over toward first base.
One thing he does well, and there are many, but he throws strikes. 21 walks, but 7 of those are intentional walks this year.
Convinced him he's okay.
Remember over the weekend against the Royals.
Take a look right there. He almost forgot to cover the bag.
And he kind of popped up off after touching the bag and then went down into a crouch. 3-0 to Mauer. Remember in the Kansas City series, Kelvin Herrera left a save opportunity in the 9th inning because of some forearm cramping. Here, Colomé will try to stay in and finish it. 3-0 to Mauer.
Excuse me.
And a strike over the inside corner. And there's a walk to Mauer, and that will at least get Polanco to the plate. Adrianza's off the bench. He'll run for Mauer. The Twins try to get some quicker legs out there to get this game tied.
Hey, what you're hoping for right here, a little gapper.
On the night, Polanco's 0 for 3 with a fly ball, a 2-hopper to first, and a strikeout.
Your attention, please. Pitch ready for mound, 16,
Twins try to steal one here at Tropicana Field for just their second win in September. Behind Colomé, former closer Sergio Romo, and another lefty. I forgot about Jose Alvarado.
I just called him up today.
Polanco squares and takes inside a ball. Twins with only 2 outs left, and I think Polanco was squaring, trying to get a bunt single in front of Longoria. Longoria is almost equidistant between third and second base. 1-0 to Polanco. And since Colomé covered first base, he's thrown 7 pitches and just 1 strike. You got to take a pitch here, don't you?
I was going to say, see if Polanco's asked to take a pitch.
Adrianza leads off first. 3-0, missing the outside corner. Rosario on deck. And Colomé coming into the game, 60 2/3 innings, only 14 unintentional walks. Three and Polanco will be taking. High strike's been called all night long, and it's called here to make it 3-1.
We say high strikes, but really Fox Tracks has shown that it's in the strike zone.
It is a high strike.
Yep.
Sometimes it's not called. 3-1 to Polanco. Old foul, ready for the fastball. Now it's 3-2.
Now you send Adrianza here. Good speed at first base.
8 steals and 9 tries.
Outfield playing pretty deep.
Polanco 400 at bats, 65 strikeouts. There he goes. And a ball hit to right field. And a trap in right field by Souza. On his way to third is Adrianza. And by inches, the game continues. Souza almost got there. And without sending the runner, there's no way that Adrianza gets to third base.
You're absolutely right. That ball had some top spinning on right there, and Souza actually, he dove for that ball, and he smothered that baseball. See Adrianza, you take the gamble, and you can see him smother that ball. He got it on that first hop, open glove.
He's lucky he didn't get by.
Yes, he's very lucky that that ball found the center of his glove.
Tying run 90 feet away. Rosario, the batter. And the Twins are trying to steal one here in the 9th inning. Pull shift on for Rosario. Up the middle to the shortstop. Out at second. Double play. The shift pays off. The ball hit right on the nose, right to Echeverria.
That is a tough loss. The Twins tried to come back. Rosario hit it sharply. Echeverria makes a great play.
How did it not hit Coleman? He put the glove down, just missed his foot. And the Twins come back, comes up a little short. And a big win for the Rays. They have won 4 out of the 5 games, Anthony, and the Twins will try to win the final game of the series tomorrow afternoon.
That boy,